It's that time again. It's time for a little bit of the monkey knowledgeless half cash over here on Resort with Quincy as our hero. We're going to immediately place down this dart monkey over here, up until red, left until red, boom, and begin. I really enjoyed this level. I think it's not too difficult and not too easy at the same time. Comparing that with the cabin, which was pretty difficult for a beginner level. This one might be on the easier side, right? You get so many looks at everything. You just get a look here, it goes around, you're still getting looks. You get to go around here, getting more looks. And in just a second here, we're going to place down our dart monkey. We're going to leak about 5 balloons here. 6 balloons, there we go. Put your dart monkey over here. Up until red, left until red, and place. And we're going to be building right over here. This spot is just really nice. It's probably the second best spot, as this spot is just really good, but it's not like we're going to be able to fit a monkey village and Quincy and an alchemist over here. There's probably also a build out there where you could just build monkey subs right here, because you could get the submerge and support one and eventually the plutonium reactor. But for now, we're just going to save up for Quincy, which is 585. Which in theory is the most expensive Quincy can really be. As I believe Quincy's only 10% more expensive than Impoppable. If I'm remembering the numbers correctly there. Impoppable's pretty challenging for me. I love to have a streamlined build, and the extra cost of everything just kind of throws a loop. And it makes you miss timings. You're like, oh yeah, this comes out right at round 40, and then you try to do it in Impoppable and it's just not ready, and there's a moab on your track. So Quincy's gonna go right over here, up until red, right until red, like so. And make sure you get it down here on round 10 so you get this extra level, right like so. That extra level is very important. Gives you a lot of value and helps Quincy deal with the camo balloons. So we're going to be relying largely on Quincy for that reason.
Tasty.
Next, we're going to be getting a boomerang monkey, as it wouldn't be half cash without a boomerang monkey and a bunch of primary towers. Up until red, right until red. And we're going to upgrade this to 022. Starting with the middle path, as I think it's the best path for this situation here.
Yes.
Long range rangs is usually pretty good, but doesn't give us much benefit here. We just get a little tiny look here and a tiny look here. But the real reason we're doing this is to get the red hot rings, as we're delaying the bomb shooter quite a bit in this build.
Bring them.
Boom. Now that we're at 022, we get to save up money forever and then some, till we can get a monkey village. There we go, yeah. Quincy with sharp eyes just in time. Actually, probably about 4 rounds earlier, but it's good nonetheless. We got those extra rounds in there. And we'll get to this level 6 here where Quincy shoots 2 arrows at a time, which is a big upgrade for Quincy. It's like having 2 Quincy's.
More.
And we're almost to round 28, where we're going to see the value from our boomerang monkey here.
What?
Who already has quite a bit of value. I mean, has more pops than Quincy. These dart monkeys have quite a bit of pops too, especially this one, just for 215. We're going to go ahead and go down to the right here. See, just barely not white on Quincy, down. And we're going to be getting the bigger radius. Now Quincy has it as well. We now have to focus our efforts on getting the Kylie boomerang and Moab press before round 40, as it's going to be huge for us. Quincy's dealing with all these camo balloons for us, which is really nice.
Bring them.
Need just a little bit more for that Kylie boomerang, about 500 to go and counting. And now that we have that, we can save up for a Moab press, which we're going to get just before round 40. It's going to be really nice, and round 40 is not going to be too much stress on us. We are going to use Quincy's ability as soon as the Moab comes into range. Right about here, we can see that. And as long as Quincy's attacking, you're not using it too early. I know there's some concerns there with Moab press pushing it out of Quincy's range, but it's really not that much of a press, right? You're gonna maybe miss a few milliseconds worth of stuff there. Maybe milliseconds isn't even the right word. It's much more than a millisecond, but it's definitely a fraction of a second. Now we have our Moab press, so we're at round 39 here. We need to get ready to use Quincy's level 3 ability, so we can highlight Quincy there. Boom, using it. And Quincy gets a few more attacks here, so that's why we have that really tight placement on Quincy early on.
Yes.
And now we're going to save up for some jungle drums and then eventually a radar scanner. But we're also going to get a bomb shooter in between those two here. Jungle drums. Now we need 565 for a bomb shooter just to help out a little tiny bit. Quincy's dealing with these camo balloons here without needing to use Quincy's ability. It is a little scary though. Definitely our last warning before camo balloons start leaking. So we are going to take that warning and save up for the radar scanner. And this bomb shooter does look like it was weirdly placed, but it is placed up until red and then right until red. It's just, when it turns like this, it looks like we really messed it up. So right here at around round 46, 45 even. Wow, round 45 has a ton of money. We're going to get that radar scanner. And we're going to start upgrading this right here. We need this bomb shooter to do some work for us. Even though we did try earlier to get to the primary mentoring, it just didn't work out because we didn't have enough popping power to get there.
More.
I was sad when I found out we couldn't be quite so greedy. But it's okay. We're going to get through round 80 just the same here. And we can be even safer because we're not going for that cheesy double upgrade for free strat. We're saving up for the recursive cluster now. It's 3,000, which is quite a bit of money. But it's definitely worth it, especially with heavy bombs popping 2 extra layers. Now we're really cooking. Look at it. Oh, yeah. Primary training. Then we're going to get primary mentoring. Primary mentoring is really good. These two combined with one another are the reason this build just does everything here with very little effort. And the radar scanner also makes the other balloons kind of easy mode. You don't have to worry about whether or not any particular balloon here can see camo anymore. I always think this is something that's going to get looked at some point. The price of this upgrade is probably too cheap for how much value it gives. Now, is it going to get the spectre treatment where its efficiency is essentially cut in half by increasing the cost by 1/3? I don't know.
Tasty.
Or it could be increasing by half depending on how you look at the numbers there.
Get ready to feast.
Went from 16,000 to being 24,000. Pretty big increase. And we can go ahead and put down our alchemist here. We want to go down to the right until red, up until red, boop, boop, like so. Go ahead and put that down, set it to strong. And we're also going to place down an alchemist right here. Set that to strong.
Run this one down.
We see Moab press pushing back that round 60 Moab. That's a massive benefit to this tower here. We just need 1350 and we're good to go. And there we go. And at this point we're just saving up for stronger stimulant on both of these. So there's not a whole lot going on here other than just getting through these levels. And there's really not a lot of money on these levels either. But between these two right here, we keep the buffs on 3 other towers, right, like so. We can see there's a pretty good amount of uptime on all 3 of these. And one of the important things here is this acidic mixture dip, right? Gives more popping power to the entire AoE that the bomb shooter has. It's really good. Almost to that 3,200. Boom.
Run this one down.
And now we need to save up for one more. But it's kind of crazy with how little money we have and no monkey knowledge that we still crush this level so handily. We did have a semi-large leak there, I know, because we went from 94 lives to 59, but that's pretty avoidable and it didn't affect us at all, right? It was better to be greedy there. As we can see, that greed really paid off, right? I mean, we're in no danger of dying, and we're about to get our half cash medal with Resort. There we go. Stronger stimulant. And we can check here. Really good uptime. Almost completely 100% uptime. I guess maybe it would be 100% uptime if Alchemist threw just a little faster. But I think they react to the buff falling off. React to it falling off and they throw it again. And the last thing we're going to get on our build, we're going to abuse the glue gunner here with... Or this one, sorry. This particular upgrade right here is going to give us a glue gunner. We want the glue gunner to be out of range, right? We see the alchemist buff. We want it to be within the tower, but not within alchemist buffing range, as the alchemist could throw onto this, and we don't want that to happen. The glue gunner is good, but it doesn't get much benefit from an alchemist. So bigger globs. And we're saving up for the Moab glue first here. Glue splatter is good, for sure it is, but we don't need it as much as we need the Moab glue. And we're also going to set this to strong. If the alchemist was buffing this as well, we'd be slowing this stuff on the track here, and we'd actually be slowing down our progression through this level. But because this isn't buffed and this is, you can see we're able to hit that pretty well here. We could also add another boomerang monkey right here. We also don't want this to be within range of the alchemist because we want it to be tossing onto these three. And this isn't really upgraded much. So we're going to be throwing this. Getting another Kylie. Kylie's just really good. The top path I know is also really good. It's just you're not going to get as much value out of it as quickly. As you can see, we could barely afford the 0, 2, 3 here before we got too far into round 80. But we are popping a fair bit here. And we're not going to get the Moab press. It would just slow us down. Alternatively here, if you want to spend some of this money, you could just throw down some sniper monkeys. Set them to strong, and they'll help deal with some of this other stuff that's coming in. But you don't need to really even put down these sniper monkeys. Everything will play out just fine.
Run this one down. Hey.
We are going to get ready to use Quincy's ability here just to make sure this Oh My God doesn't do anything bad to us, but I'm reasonably confident that it's not going to be able to do anything to us regardless of what we do here. Use Quincy's level 10 ability, and we're done. Half cash hard, no monkey knowledge.